person in California has become the first in the United States to have an identified case of the COVID-19 Omicron variant, according to the White House, as scientists continue to study the risks posed by the new strain of the virus. Dr. Anthony Fauci said the person was a traveler who returned from South Africa November 22nd and tested positive November 29th.
The California and San Francisco Departments of Public Health and the CDC have confirmed that a recent case of COVID-19 among an individual in California was caused by the Omicron variant.
In remarks, President Biden said there is no need to panic about the Omicron variant, but there is a need for action.
The best protection against Omicron is getting a booster shot. Right now, about 135 million Americans are eligible for a booster.
The Biden administration moved late last month to restrict travel from southern Africa, where the variant was first identified and has been widespread. Clusters of cases have also been identified in about 24 other nations. The World Health Organization Director General said on Wednesday the world should not be surprised by the emergence of the Omicron variant of COVID-19. Speaking in Geneva, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus called for tailored intervention by countries, including testing travelers before and after they arrive, and advised against blanket travel bans that place a heavy burden on lives and livelihoods.
We call on all countries to take rational, proportional risk reduction measures in keeping with international health regulations.
The comments came at the first press briefing by the UN Health Agency since it christened Omicron as a variant of concern after it was brought to light by researchers in South Africa last week. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken warned on Wednesday that President Vladimir Putin could quickly order an invasion of Ukraine if he has a pretext, but that NATO allies stand ready to inflict heavy sanctions on Russia's economy if he does. Blinken said the United States had made it clear to the Kremlin that we will respond resolutely, including with a range of economic measures that the country has refrained from using in the past.
We've made it clear to the Kremlin that we will respond resolutely, including with a range of high-impact economic measures that we've refrained from using in the past.
The Secretary of State declined to provide details about the sanctions. Tensions over the Russian troop buildup along the border with Ukraine, whose government is seeking to align with NATO and the West, have been a focus of Blinken's week-long European trip and were top of the agenda at his meeting with NATO counterparts in Latvia Wednesday. The United Nations says COVID has deeply affected the mobility of migrants. AP's Charles de Ledesma has more.
The UN Migration Agency says that the pandemic appears to have accelerated hostile rhetoric against migrants in the world and radically altered mobility, projecting in a new report that travel and other COVID-19 fighting restrictions could dampen migration worldwide as long as they remain. The International Organization for Migration points to a dramatic increase in internal displacement, that's movement within countries, caused by natural disasters, conflict and violence, with COVID-19 restrictions shutting borders. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The Supreme Court's conservative majority is suggesting potential sweeping changes to abortion rights in the United States. AP's Sagar Magani reports.
Roe v. Wade legalized abortion nearly 50 years ago, and the court reaffirmed the decision 2 decades later, ruling states cannot ban abortions until a fetus is considered viable, around 24 weeks. The court's now being asked to overturn those rulings in a case about a Mississippi ban on abortion after 15 weeks. Chief Justice John Roberts is among conservative members questioning the viability line.
Why is 15 weeks not enough time?
The court could simply uphold the Mississippi law and say nothing else, but abortion rights supporters say that would still effectively overturn Roe v. Wade. Sonia Sotomayor and other liberal justices suggest that may create a public perception that the High Court is simply a political arm.
Will this institution survive the stench?
Sagar Magani, Washington.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.